Hey friends, happy Monday and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor and I share What's for Dinner videos just like this every Monday to hopefully motivate you to cook more for your family and give you some new meal ideas. Lately, I haven't really been in the mood to try a bunch of new things. We've really been keeping it simple and having family favorites. I did try, I think, one new recipe this week and it turned out really good. So as always, any recipes that I mentioned will be linked in the description box. Now let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. Friday night, we kept it really simple with some Trader Joe's orange chicken. I went grocery shopping at Trader Joe's this day. The kids also had pictures with Santa, and I just knew we would want something easy. So I always buy like 3 bags of the mandarin orange chicken, and then I make a bag and a half for dinner. That way there's enough for all 4 of us, plus some leftovers for Andy to take to work the next day for his lunch. And I have yet to share the Trader Joe's haul, but it should be up tomorrow for you guys. I always make the orange chicken in the air fryer and then toss it in the sauce that it comes in. And then I make my own fried rice, which I will have a video linked down below where I've made that step by step. But Trader Joe's does also sell a fried rice that I've heard good things about. I have just never actually tried it myself because making my homemade one is pretty simple. Saturday night, I made sausage tortellini soup. This is a recipe that my family absolutely loves and I've been making for quite a few years now. So I'm just starting off by browning up a pound of pork sausage. You could use pork sausage or even like Italian sausage in this, whatever you prefer. And I'm going to also add in some oregano, parsley, dried chives, and pepper, and just cook that until the sausage is fully cooked, and then drain off any excess grease. Then I add in 6 cups of water, or you can use chicken broth. I'm going to be adding in 6 teaspoons of Knorr chicken bouillon to turn this into broth, and then 1 can of evaporated milk. And then I'm going to season this with some more oregano, parsley, and dried chives and pepper. And then I'm going to bring this to a boil over a medium-high heat, stirring it frequently. And then once it comes to a boil, I lower the heat and simmer it for about 15 minutes. After letting it simmer for 15 minutes, now it's time to add in our frozen tortellini. I use frozen cheese tortellini. I think this is like a 19-ounce bag. And then just toss them into the broth and let them cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. They don't take very long at all. You know they're done when they start to rise to the top. And then we always serve this with some fresh grated Parmesan cheese on top and some crusty bread on the side for dipping into the broth. It is delicious and really one of those soups that doesn't take too long to make. Sunday night, I tried a new recipe for a slow cooker pork roast. To my crock pot, I'm starting off by adding in my pork. I'm using a pork loin. I wanted to use a pork butt roast, but Aldi was out, so I just used the pork loin and it turned out great. Then I'm adding in 1 onion that I cut into pretty large pieces and 4 carrots that I peeled and cut into large pieces. I peeled each one and then cut them into thirds and then cut those thirds in half lengthwise. And then I'm adding in 4 cups of chicken broth, about a teaspoon of some minced garlic. I didn't really measure that. Half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, some salt, just a little bit since I am using Knorr chicken bouillon to make my chicken broth, pepper, and then I put a lid on this and let it cook on low for 8 hours. Here is what everything looked like when it was done. I was able to pretty much pull the pork loin roast out, and I'm going to slice that up. And then I am removing 2 cups of the liquid because we're going to make a gravy with that. So just remove 2 cups and then we'll move over to the stove and make that. In a medium-sized pot, I have added the 2 cups of broth from the crock pot, and to that I'm going to add some cornstarch that I have mixed with water. I did 1/4 cup of water and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch whisked together, and then I'm going to whisk that into the broth, and we are going to let that heat over medium-high heat and bring it to a boil, stirring it frequently for like 3 to 5 minutes until it begins to thicken, and then we will just drizzle that gravy over our roast and our carrots. And then I'm also making some rice to go with this in my Instant Pot. I will leave a video down below to show y'all how I make my rice in the Instant Pot. Here is everything plated up. This was absolutely delicious. It could also be really good over mashed potatoes, which is what I originally wanted to do, but then didn't feel like peeling the potatoes and making mashed potatoes. So I just did rice since it was quicker and easier. The only thing that I would do different next time is add like double the amount of carrots. Everybody wanted more carrots and there just wasn't that many. So I would definitely do more in the future. Monday night, I made a favorite that I haven't made in a little bit. It's called cheesy sausage and rice, and I made this for the first time over 2 years ago. I looked at the recipe and I was like, oh wow, this was posted on TikTok over 2 years ago, and immediately after it was posted on TikTok, I made it, and then I made it again because I made this for my birthday dinner in June of 2022. So we really like this recipe. We have made it quite a few times now. So I'm starting off here with 2 packages of smoked sausage. Actually, I think I have 1 package in the pan, and then I remembered it was supposed to be 2, so I went back and cut 1 up and added it. And then I also have a diced onion and a diced red pepper. You could do green pepper, whatever. I always use whatever peppers I have on hand. Sometimes it's the mini sweet peppers. This time it was 1 whole red bell pepper. And I'm just going to saute that up for a couple minutes, let the sausage brown, and let the veggies get tender. Then I'm going to add in some minced garlic. I'm just using the jarred stuff. And then I'm also going to add in some Tony's Creole seasoning. And I'm going to let that cook for like 30 seconds. And then I'm going to start adding in the rest of my ingredients. So I'm going to add in 3 cups of instant rice. Make sure it's instant, otherwise it will not cook in time. 3 cups of chicken broth or water and Knorr chicken bouillon. 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, and to give everything a really good stir. And then I'm also going to add in some shredded cheddar cheese. I don't really measure the cheese, I just add some now, and then I will be adding some later to the top. But once everything is combined, and then you're going to cover this with a lid, then you're going to turn this down to low to medium low and let it simmer for about 10 minutes until most of that liquid is absorbed and your rice is done. Then we're just going to turn the heat off and top this with some more cheese and let it sit for another 5 to 10 minutes to let that cheese melt. This makes a ton of food, enough for us for dinner and then leftovers for everybody, and it is super good. Tuesday night, I made a big crock pot full of chili, which is always delicious. It's been cold and chilly here, so chili was perfect. We just had it with some shredded cheese on top and some saltines on the side. And I will have a video linked down below where I've made this step by step. It is our absolute favorite chili recipe. Wednesday night, I made some air fryer chicken thighs. So I've got some bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs here on my air fryer basket. I'm spritzing them with some olive oil cooking spray, and then I'm going to season both sides with some garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and salt and pepper. And then I'm going to stick these in the air fryer on 350, and I did about 12 minutes per side. To go with the chicken, I made some Instant Pot mashed potatoes, which I will leave a video down below for how I make that. And then just a package of chicken gravy and a can of green beans. And this meal was delicious and just super easy and simple, really. I love doing the chicken thighs in the air fryer because the skin gets nice and crispy, and that is so good. Thursday night, I had planned to do chili mac, so like make Instant Pot mac and cheese and then mix some of my homemade chili into it. But everybody decided that they would rather have chili spaghetti, so I made some spaghetti noodles for Andy and the kids, and they had chili over top of the spaghetti noodles with some shredded cheese. I have never tried that, don't really have any interest in trying it. Spaghetti noodles are not my favorite, so I just ate a bowl of chili with saltines again. And that was our simple dinner for Thursday. And that is going to wrap up this week's What's for Dinner. Not a lot of new stuff. Just been really busy here with the holidays coming up and not really having the motivation to cook much new. But that one recipe that we tried that was new was really good. I hope that y'all got some new meal ideas and some motivation to cook more for your family. If you plan on trying anything that I mentioned, let me know what you plan on trying in the comments down below. And make sure you leave me a thumbs up if you like this video and a smiley face emoji down in the comments to let me know that you made it here all the way to the end. I will be back tomorrow with the Trader Joe's haul. And then I will also have the weekly grocery haul up on Wednesday. I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.